Okay, here we are at Triphammer East. Come down to my favorite part of the trail again. And it is hot and humid again today. And now there's all kind of leaves on this trail. And they're the darker variety. So get ready for the fall. And like I've said before, this is my favorite part of the trail lately. And I like coming down here. It takes a long time to get here. It took me like 45 minutes to get here. Zigzagging all over South Hills. A pain in the ass. There's no good roads to get here. Straight. The only straight road in the whole thing was Clifton Road. It's a nice road. Nice straight road. Boy, does it stink right here, man. Holy crap. Alright, here's my favorite bridge. Footbridge. I love it. See how old it is? It was, to refresh our memories, it was built in the 1920s. It was in a Monessen steel mill. Montour Trail Council acquired it. Apparently it was up there near Quicksilver for a while. I don't think it was used, but I'm not sure of it. And then it was installed here in 2013, I believe. Now this water's flowing pretty darn good right now. Jeez. It's almost like they had a lot of rain yesterday or something. This is way more water here than we've had. It's flowing pretty darn good. The last couple of weeks, it was like really almost no water in here. This is great. I love this bridge. And let's do, since we're here, and we love it so much, we're going to do our obligatory selfie. Now, I tried doing these selfies the other day, and I messed up and I didn't get it. Alright, there we go. We're in selfie. Alright, there we go. We're in selfie mode. Hey. That is the cool bridge. Alright, I'll turn around and look at the other side. Sun's in my face. No, the sun's in my back. Forget it. We're done. Alright. It's very humid today. It's gonna be, it already is hot, it's gonna be even hotter. Hot and humid. Here's that sign that, so like I've said before many times, I believe they should have one of those other signs right here, okay, that says, here's the history of this area, and then what happened with this footbridge, where did they get it from, when did they put it in, etc., etc. Because apparently this part of the trail wasn't open until 2013 or whatever. Alright, let's keep moving. That water's flowing pretty darn good. And you know what? The water, you can see the water's very dirty and muddy looking. So they had some serious rain down here. We didn't have it. Parts of the area didn't get any rain. This apparently got tons of rain. Man, that's unbelievable amount of rain that came just water here in just a short time. It's almost like somebody let something loose, like a dam broke or something. Because, man, it seems unusual. You know, to go from like almost nothing to like major, plus it's all muddy. See, if they would have had a history sign up there, they would have discussed the nature of this whole area and this part right here, which is so hard for me to believe that a train turned here. This curve is so tight. But then down below, there's a couple signs for Penn, Martin, Snowden, and they talk about the trains being up in here. And you know, when you go down to the other side of Triphammer, all down to Piney Fork West, you see rails, train tracks underneath the pavement there that existed. I mean, they're still there. So you know a train came through here. Well, this humidity's already bad. It's only like 11:20 a.m. I thought this might be crowded here today because this is a holiday weekend. But it's not crowded. I could come back down here every day. I like it down here. 38.5 mile marker. Hi. My muscles are still sore from all the walking. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there's a serious amount of walking. Well, Monday and Tuesday mainly. Wednesday wasn't as much, but it was super hot, super humid. That drains you. Monday and Tuesday were pretty long walks. See, look at that. I mean, well, I'll bend down, see if this camera can grab that and bend down the body cam. That water is so cloudy and muddy and moving so fast. I mean, there's a lot of it. See, what happened, man? Yesterday we had some rain where I live, but not very much. This is nice down here, really. Nice and secluded. And like I said, when the leaves turn colors, it's going to be really pretty. Hopefully it'll be colorful. This year with the drought, it might not be colorful. But, I don't know, maybe they had more rain down here than we had. And everything looks really super green. So you don't see any kind of, dying leaves now. This is my kind of trail, my kind of idea of a trail. It's like secluded down in the valley here. Now there's a road over there, and there's something over there, but you can't really tell. This is great. So much different than that place over in, I was there the other day in their Summit, PRT station, then over to Summit, where it's like super wide open and super dusty and dry. Cause see, this trail right now is really firm. But that was like this very loose, powdery kind of stuff they put on that. I don't know why they couldn't do it like this. They could have, but they didn't. Well, that's really, that swamp area over there is, oh, there's a couple of ducks I see on top of those tires. There's like that tire. I see a couple of ducks on top of it. That's a swamp over there. See if I can get a better view from here. No, probably not. Can't really see much down there. Man, that water's flowing like crazy over here. There's the Triphammer Falls. See that? Yeah. Trip Slammer. Well, I mean, the way they got all these drainage things here, I bet you this floods out a lot. Swamp over there. Manhole covers, sewer lines. It smells funny down here, though. It smells damp. Now here's the beginning of this swamp area. You can see. Wow. Definitely don't want to go over there. That's spooky here. See, here's one of those sewer lines, drainage deals. Right here. Somebody wrote on there pizza something or other. Yeah, you don't need pizza coming out of that. But see, this must flood out. I'd like to just see that one time. See what it looks like down here when it's all flooded. Here's this little bench to nowhere. Here comes some lady. Hi. This is that area with all those rocks built up here. That lady, no, she went over to that bench. I was thinking she cut through. She went over to sit on that bench. I saw that lady when I was parking my car. Comes a guy on a bike. Flying like a bat out of hell. Now there's a nice port right there. Just like this. Well, even these rocks, all these rocks look damp still. Man, that's serious damp right there. It almost looks like, geez, it almost looks like a fire or something. That's not. All those leaves right there. They look all real super dark and dirty. Damp, I guess. See this little wall here. Keep bending down so my body cam can grab that. I'm documenting this place every week. Well, I noticed a difference already. First times I came down here versus now, I mean, see a lot of dark leaves on the trail. It's a super water there. Trail Monitor Patrol. Oh, never saw that before. Here's this footbridge. The footbridge to nowhere. Trail Monitor Patrol. I never saw anybody with a shirt like that. So that person works for the Trail Council, volunteer maybe, and a patrol. Oh, that's interesting. So what are they going to do? Like look for people violating things, or look for people stranded maybe? Look for speeders. Make sure people are wearing their helmets, which they're not doing that because that dude back there didn't have his helmet on. She looks like she's new on that bike. Kind of like what I was doing last year when I was trying to get my bearings on a bike and I hadn't ridden a bike for like 50 years. I used to be on bikes constantly when I was a kid. Up until my teenager years. And I hadn't ridden a bike for like 50 years or whatever it is. Occasional here and there, but I mean, first getting on that bike, it's like you know what you're doing, you know how to do it, everything feels like, you know, comes right back to you, but it's a little bit tricky to get your balance when you're first starting out. That lady looked like she was having trouble like that. So, she's new. Nothing wrong with that. Never too old. Man, it's humid. This feels like really moist, humid. Look at the trails even all wet down here. But it looks like they had a rain. It must have just had rain here. Look at how wet this is. Little puddles of water in here. Let me bend down a little bit. See all this? Huh. Some serious dampness here. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I like this part. This little paved portion here to connect down to Piney Fork East. There's mile marker 39 up there on the hill side. Here's those cliffs. Nice. See, so what I want to know is, let's look at this sign down here again because it talks about the Penmont and the Snowden. And I want to see that again. You know, like exactly where did the train come? I mean, it's not going to turn like this. It's a sharp 90-degree turn. I ain't going to do that. Let's read this sign real quick. Half a mile up the hillside ahead, So I think they're talking about where I came, the way I came from, where I came from. The Montour Road established interchange connection with. Okay, 2-track yard was built, each track holding 60 cars. Okay, main traffic was called. Okay. The last interchange was made in September 1975, after which this end of the branch was abandoned. In 1905, Alright, so they're talking about, let's see, Montour crew, okay, snow in 1973. See, this doesn't look like here, this looks like down there. Like off of Piney Fork Road. Okay, construction Peter Creek Ranch. It connected with at least 8/10 of a mile, and that's what we just did, 8/10 of a mile. Go from Piney Fork up to Triphammer. West End connection was called Gould. Yeah, about 100 yards beyond the lower Triphammer Trailhead, which, when you park down there, you see that Gould sign. Trade movements were controlled by the Montour main, okay. No interchange of cars between the two occurred at this shared connection. Okay. PRR abandoned their branch in 1963. Wow. Okay, so this hadn't been used for years. Decades. So, I think they need, please put a sign up there by where the Piney Fork Bridge is, talking about the history of where that came from, what that used to look like. You know, what happened to the bridge that was there before? Was there a bridge before? What happened to it? Then they got this one, then they put it in, etc., etc. Well, this is super damp here, and this is all wet. You can see all these branches on the trail, like just had a serious rain. Alright, I'm not going to go too far. I'm not going on this other side. I don't feel like going over there. I don't like it over there too much. That's one of those deals where it just goes down along Piney Fork Road, and you do it once and that's enough. You know, it's not really too interesting over there. And when you get down to the end, it just comes back down on Piney Fork because you have to go through that tunnel that the cars take. So, to me, that's not too interesting. So here we go back. And like I said, yep, 0.8. My thing says 0.8 miles, so it is 0.8 miles. Just like all the signs say it is. Some good signs, man. Great signage. Now, this path over here that goes down and then goes up this way, I wonder if you can go, well, you can go down to the water, but never mind. Well, that's a big hill up there. This is neat. This goes right through the gully. Like, you wonder, where exactly did the train go? I mean, obviously it's not going to make a 90-degree turn like this. Maybe it kind of went straight down that way. I don't know. That's a long time ago, though. So I guess this whole thing was abandoned for many years. And then the Trail Council decided to resurrect pieces of it. It's weird coming here when it just got done raining, but I didn't see any evidence of rain where I was coming from. This is kind of spooky today. Not too many people at all. I was expecting more people since it's a holiday weekend. So here's the wet puddles of water here on this bridge. It's a nice bridge. So you would expect, like, this looks old. You would expect that there's rails underneath this. And up here is that Penmont. That lady who was walking there, she was coming pretty fast because I was parking my car. If she walked all the way down here and then came back and I met up with her there, she was going fast. That's too fast, man. There's no need to hurt yourself. This is not a competition. No wagering. Now here's that Penmont. I don't even want to go in this because this is all wet. Super, super wet. Like they just had that rain. Penmont. So I guess trains were here, but you know, like I keep saying, you can't even tell. Like what else was here? Like, they have double track here, storage. If this portion was abandoned that long ago, that's way before the end of the other portions of the train, Montour train, railroad. Ooh, muggy. Down in the middle of nowhere. I'd like to do those rails down in California. They're not trails, it's just a rail, the old railroad. Gotta walk along the tracks. Go down from San Diego up to Goats. Is it called Goats Canyon or something? Goats Head Canyon or something like that. Now here's this place right here. Does anybody use that for anything? And did they use it in the past? See, they could use a sign right here. Seriously, that wouldn't hurt anything. Just put a sign right here and say, this is the old whatever, XYZ, whatever the heck it is. Or, this was put here for whatever reason. Like I said last time, there's that power lines up there at that tower. And you could easily cross here and go over there and do some work on that. Instead of having to, go through the water. That's probably what they use it for now. This is kind of like when you go, it reminds me of that Hawn Road that goes from Georgetown Road down beneath where the Valley Brook Country Club is. The roadway, and then there's there's no trail there, but the roadway is like this. It goes along the creek and it winds around. It's real spooky. That's what the trains did. Hanging on in the valleys. Man, kind of bugs here. The mystery of the pile of boulders. There it is, once again. And like I said 1,000 times, maybe not 1,000, but they look like they've just been dumped here. And they are various nature with rebar through them, and some look like natural and some don't. And like I said, it could have come from the sides of the old train, right, walls, or it could have just been dumped here when they're clearing out some roadway or whatever. I heard something right there. What the hell was that? Is that an animal? Let's get this on. Get ready for a photo. That sounded pretty loud.
Hello.
Sounded like an animal jumping through there. This is where that lady went. I wonder if she went down into that water. I wouldn't have done that. Turn around looking for something. Yeah, super humid. Last year when I started walking on the trail, I didn't come down this far. Furthest I ever went was that Wood Street. Now they connected that to Stewart, and then one of my favorite other parts is the Library Viaduct. Sounds like a truck or something over there. I mean, that water is serious falls. Oh, here comes somebody with a dog. It stinks down here. There's that swamp area. The ducks are over there. Hi.
Any turtles out?
I haven't seen any. Saw ducks over there though. Boy, it's so humid. Man, it's like thick and soupy, as they call it. Soupy. Soupy sails. Now here's a nice little shady portion. And it's coming up on this, which is the infamous non-shady portion. Right out in the middle of the sun. Yeah. No trees covering me right now. And then 2 seconds later, I'm under the trees again. So when I see this area over here, my first thought, it reminds me of Ligonier. I don't know why, but it's like, well, this is like Ligonier, Pennsylvania or something. It's the way that looks over there. And over here, there's not much going on there. But like over there, see the Wawa. Whew. Damn. Again, it's so darn hot and humid. I think I'm going to bail on this after I get back to the car. I don't think I'm going to go on the other side of Triphammer. That's I got started earlier this morning. It's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter all day long. I'm going to get that little paper towel out, man, because I am super wet. Nasty. Gotta get me some water. Hi. Okay, so here's a little drainage pipe with a little wall built around that, because underneath the trail comes out over here. There's a little wall for that, and it's been there for a long time, you can tell. You wonder how much work they had to do to, like refurbish this to make it usable for a trail. Probably a lot. The train abandoned this section a long time ago. Probably took a long time to make this. See, right here, I think I've said this before, the way this is curving here and the way it's like down in the valley, it kind of reminds you of down there at the end of the Westland branch down towards Cannonsburg. When you first get on the Westland branch and you're kind of curving through before you're getting off the road, and you're curving through like a little area, and it just seems like this, and it's damp there and everything. Then eventually you get up to where the train tracks are. Then it becomes real dry, and all you're seeing is the train track, which is nice. If you see a train going there, that's great, but it's less scenic. Whereas on the way to that, it's looking like this. Jeez, I am sweating so much. Here we are at that bridge, the Piney Fork Bridge, which is really a misnomer because it's the Monessen Steel Mill Bridge from the 1920s. But it's found its home. It looks great here. It looks like it was always part of this. It's an old bridge, boy. Yeah. Now I noticed that I was here the other day. Let's see. Somebody moved these here screws, hooks and screws. There was like all a bunch of them together. Now they're kind of spread out. Somebody did that on purpose, which is fine, no problem. No problems in selling you that. Man, I love this bridge. Let's take one last selfie. Oh, here comes a dude. Let's do it before this guy gets here. For that. Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? See, my shoes are obviously not as powdery, covered with all that white powdery crap. Obviously, because there's no powdery stuff to get it on there. As opposed to the other day, when the whole thing is powder. I got black shoes and they look like I had white shoes on. I'll tell you what, man, I am spent already. So I've gone. It's going to be 1.6 when I get up here. 0.8 times 2. Do the math. It all hangs together. Look at that worm right there. Alright, so we're gonna call it a day. There's Triphammer. Turn his camera off.